Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for clicking on the video and for stopping by today, because there's millions of other places you could have been, maybe a few that you should be, maybe a few things that you should be doing, but today you're here for this moment, listening to some music alongside of me, and I do appreciate that. For you spending some time with me. We're going to listen to this track, Save Me. This is from Aimee, Mann. This is a track that was written in 1999. I see, and from the suggestion that this was featured in the movie Magnolia, a movie which the name sounds familiar. Don't know a thing about it, but I've heard of it, I believe. Like I said, released in 1999. We're listening to this because it was recommended by Knut. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the suggestion as well. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Like I said, I never heard of this song. I've heard kind of the movie. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull it up right now. Naturally, we'll discuss it a little bit after. Here we go.
You look like
snappiness in her voice at the second half of that chorus.
'Cause I can tell, you know what it's like.
I like that accordion in here.
The long farewell of the hunger strike.
Sounds a little bit like Mellotron.
You struck me down like radium, like Peter Pan.
That's keys.
Or Superman, you will come to save me. Come on and save me. If you could save me from the ranks of the freaks who suspect they could never love anyone, except the freaks who suspect they could never love anyone. But the freaks who suspect they could never love anyone.
Ooh. I love how the accordion just breathes here now. Has room. Nice slide.
Come on and save me. Why don't you save me? If you could save could never love anyone except the freaks who could never love anyone.
You know, that impressed me more than my initial perception of it was going to be when it began. Because I was enjoying it, but as it went on, I felt a deep sense of maturity from her as she was writing. The musical aspect was really, really interesting and really unique as well, I felt. And that all just kept on getting better and better and better and more satisfying to listen to the further on it went. Aimee herself, her voice has this gentle resilience to it, a quiet kind of power and fervor, and I really like how she uses her singing and her voice in this track. The chorus especially, I think, is a nice little excerpt to kind of take a look at. The first half of it is gentle yet moving like a nice stream, and it's just very melodic, very, like I said, gently forced, it's soft spoken, but it sways. And then the second half of it, there's a little bit more of a hit on that. The way that she da 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 ba da 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 ba. It's almost like she sets up what is it in volleyball? You set it up and then you spike it, right? There's a word for the setting up. It's just set up. You do something to it. Anyways, and then you spike the ball. So the way that literally da da da, that's her da da da, and then ba da 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 ba. Like it's just how she sets up those vocal punches in the second half of the chorus that I think is really cool. And that contrast directly in the chorus is really, really well done. And as the song goes on, she begins to do some overdubs, whether it's harmonies or kind of riffing off of her main vocal lines. That sounds really, really nice and really cool. The whole track has this kind of rainy day atmosphere to it. It's very monochromatic, it's very black and white, but then there's those little points of interest coming away from her voice and her vocals and going to the instrumental sides of things. There's the little bit of accordion that literally like breathes, right? The accordion breathes. And so in the music, in these specific verses and the way that it's used behind her voice, it kind of inhales like lungs and allows her to sing. It just kind of adds a different sort of undergrowth under there. And a lot of times in the music we listen to, it's a little bit of organ that's used under there. But I really like how in this case is that accordion that kind of lifts in that sense. Then I want to say you hear a little bit of mellotron as well that sneaks its way in there, which to me gives this very, in this case, kind of noir. My mind is once again thinking rainy day, kind of antique kind of sound that I find really fresh for as, opposite as that sounds when I say antique, but fresh. Which just, I think that makes this track really, really wonderful to listen to. It works on a rainy day as the sun's coming out, or it works on a sunny day as the clouds are coming out. Regardless, this is a track that I feel like you can laugh and you can cry with. It just has a nice diversity to its sound that is really nicely balanced. Like when you're eating a dish and it's both sweet and sour, or you have sweet and sour sauce. This is a track that hits both of those, I think, in a nice and satisfying equal part. And then near the ending of the track, I wish it was longer, but there's a moment here where the, the harmonica, the accordion begins to like almost riff off a little bit, provide a lead nearing a solo, and then that guitar comes in right behind it and it slides really nicely. And I just thought that was a really, really beautiful moment here in the track. I didn't look at the time. Here. This right here, this pocket. With that bass gently lifting everything with this warmth behind it, like stepping into a warm bath. That little pocket, which didn't go on long, but man, I wanted more of that. That was just such a, I thought, cool moment and a cool little theme that they were all kind of riffing into. That I'm happy with what we got, but man, I could have used a little bit more. And the opening lines here, I think, are actually like so perfect. You look like a perfect fit for a girl in need of a tourniquet. I need you to fix me, or at least stop the bleeding. What are you bleeding from? What are you injured from? Metaphorically. But can you save me? Right? A tourniquet is not a permanent solution. It's just to stop the bleeding, stop the loss. But can you truly save me? Perhaps can you truly heal me? Do I need you to heal me? Come on and save me. If you could save me from the ranks of I love this, from the ranks of the freaks who suspect they could never love anyone. So save me from these people. Because I can tell You know what it's like, the long farewell of the hunger strike. I like that. The hunger strike, oh, we're not going to eat until we get what we want, symbolically, and the long farewell of that. You struck me dumb like radium, like Peter Pan or Superman. You will come to save me. Come on and save me. Come on and save me. And then it repeats from there. Looking at this track here on the Wikipedia article, it says that it was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song. It was released on the Magnolia soundtrack. Actor and comedian Dave Foley said Mann wrote Save Me about him while they were in a relationship. Foley said he was the only man Aimee's written a positive song about, and that to have this song written was such a balm to my soul at that point. Mann performed it at the 72 Academy Awards. It lost to You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. I mean, listen, it may be a generational thing, but that is a really great track. You'll be in my heart. Oh, come on. I remember seeing Tarzan in theaters when it came out when I was a kid. And man, what a brilliant film that was. And I was always such a scared kid with anything. And when Clayton eventually meets his end, you see the shadow on the wall. God. And the cheetah or the leopard or whatever it was always scared me so much, man. Killed his parents. Mann later said the song really gave a blood transfusion to his career, but it wasn't like I went from playing 5 people to 5,000. It was just a real influx of energy. And it goes on from there. We need to look at least the plot, the general plot. The film is an epic mosaic of interrelated characters in search of happiness, forgiveness, and meaning in the San Fernando Valley. I mean, I just wanted like a very general. So I guess, it's a interconnecting puzzle of a plot. Bringing people from different aspects, different lives, different places together in San Fernando Valley. So the track is perhaps 2 of these people meeting and her singing, or a character saying, "Can you save me from the ranks of the freaks?" And maybe that revolves around other characters. Can you save me from these other characters? Maybe that have abused or misused or whatever it may be. I don't know, but that was a really good track. That was an enjoyable listen. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I really appreciate the support as well. Thank you. That was a really cool track. I enjoyed that. Like I said, a good track for a rainy day when the sun's coming out or when the sun's going down and the clouds come out to play. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed the music and your time with me, brief as it may be, but it doesn't have to be brief. You can come back tomorrow and we can extend the playtime just a little bit more. Thank you all so much for being here. Please swing on back by, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.